One of the most dreaded bosses in the Doom Tower and Raid is BORGOTH the Scarab King. Understanding how to tackle him, though, can make a huge difference. Finally, he sleeps here, back together again with another short beginner's guide to Raid Shadow Legends. Today we're going to take a look at Scarab King in Doom Tower. Depending upon which floor he's on and which rotation he's in, he can seem impossible without the right gear set and tactics. First though, make sure you subscribe here at YouTube and turn on notifications so you never miss when a video goes live. Okay, so BORGOTH the Scarab King shows up in rotation 1 and 3 on the Doom Tower. He pipes up on floors 30, 50, and 100 in the Force affinity if it's rotation 1, and he pops up with the Spirit affinity on floors 20, 60, and 100 in rotation 3. BORGOTH does give out forge materials for the Untouchable artifact set, which is a great artifact set. It grants immunity for 2 turns, which is great for a speed-tuned arena team. Plus, it adds 40 resistance. So the keys to beating BORGOTH comes down to 5 important elements. Number 1 is shields. Shields are the most important aspect to him. Anytime you attack BORGOTH with an unshielded champion, he's going to counterattack and deal massive damage to your team. There are a few ways to handle this. Number 1, you can put in champions that can generate shields as part of their regular skills. Second, you could install shield sets as part of gear. Or the last one, you can use blood shield rings on your full team. Now, using champions with shield generating skills is great, but they're rare and it's not ideal for everyone because they're hard to come by. And even if you do have some champions that can generate shields as part of their skills, usually the cooldown for those skills is pretty long. And you're going to run into a situation if you only have one or you don't have multiple and they're not trained high enough, you're not going to be able to get through him without coming into situations where you have no shields because of the cooldowns. Now, using shield sets on your champions is fine too, but it only works until they are depleted. Then you're going to be in trouble. So what they do is the shield set, if you have 4 artifacts and you complete the set, they give out a 30% HP ally shield for everybody, but only for 3 turns. Once that 4th turn hits, you have no shields unless you have the means to generate more. Now, blood shield rings are a very important accessory, specifically for BORGOTH. They are the easiest way to take him on because they give the wearer a 5% shield based on the damage that was dealt after they attacked. And so it's constantly generating shields after every turn. Now, you can obtain these from clan versus clan tournaments, but because they're an accessory, they are faction dependent. So what you're going to have to do is implement a strategy that makes sure all of your champions have a shield on them 100% of the time. Even if it's just a tiny shield, as long as they have some kind of shield, BORGOTH will not counter. So the second element, decrease max HP. Okay, Scarab King starts out with a protective force field, a shell, if you will, that's in place when he's at 100% HP. That you're going to need to break through and remove to be able to start bringing down his HP. Easiest way to do this is with champions that can decrease his max HP. 2 ways to do this, either with Destroy Gear Set or with champions with this innate ability, such as the Dark Champions, Dark Athel, and Dark Elhain. And if you can put a Destroy set on one of those Dark Champions, it's even better all around. So number 3 is turn control. If we can control the turns that Scarab King can take, it's going to bring his meter down and it'll allow you to get more turns in, and you'll be able to survive longer. And it becomes readily easy to beat. And it's relatively easy to do because there is an uncommon champion with this on his quick skill set A1. That Armiger, you can pick him up in the market or through mystery shards, and maxing him out with duplicate champions to upgrade his skill sets all the way makes him one of the easiest and strongest champions to have in your arsenal. His A1 skill decreases your enemy's turn meter by 30%. If his hit is critical, is what the key is. Now, it is really important to make sure he's geared so that he has more than 100% critical rate and enough speed to get him in the fight and as many times as possible to just keep the Scarab King's turn meter under control. Now, the fourth way to do it is with poison. BORGOTH is vulnerable to poison attacks, so having champions with high accuracy and poison placing skills is another must-have component. And if you don't have champions with the destroy set, the poison will get through the shield that he has, and it's like either or, but if you can kind of combine everything and have turn meter control and destroy and poison, all of that's going to work best for you. Now, the last component for me is a reviving champion. Having a reviver on your team isn't a requirement necessarily, but it does make it a lot easier, especially if you find yourself in a situation where you run out of shields or something happens where they use a second skill, especially if you're on auto and you need someone to bring a dead champion back. Just having a reviver there on it works out great. Rector Drath is a champion that a lot of people were picking up, part of an event a few months back. She's pretty common in the game right now. Her aura gives resistance in Doom Tower, which is fantastic, especially if you set her up with a shield set. She's going to do multiple damage on this. If she had poison, it would be even better. But shields on Rector Drath with that aura in Doom Tower is going to make a big difference. Now, putting all that info together means making a team should be simple enough for most people, and it can be done with actually 2 or 3 champions if they're geared properly. A reviver with shield gear to get things going, a damage dealer with poison or destroy gear, or a dark champion that decreases max HP is a must. Uncommon Armiger to control the turn meter on the Scarab King, and everyone either in blood shield rings or a champion that can generate shields when your shield set runs its course. Put that into place and you can easily destroy BORGOTH and even farm him for untouchable materials. Hope that helps. Make sure you check out the rest of my beginner guides on Raid 2. Follow along on YouTube and then come follow me on Twitch and at finallysleeps.com for more info on Raid, Shadow Legends, as well as other games I play and stream regularly. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight, and as always, as long as you guys keep watching, I'll keep making videos.